Welcome to the Good Karma Sportfishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet.
And welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach Podcast. I'm your host, Melinda Van Fleet. Well, it's already August.
It's August already. Time has flown by.
3 years for you with this podcast.
3 years.
3
It's
years.
officially 3 years.
Officially 3 years.
3
and
years.
1 year since the app.
Yeah, the app's been at 1 year.
Yeah, so
1
if
year.
you're listening and if you're into fishing and you haven't already downloaded the Good Karma Sportfishing app, check that out because it's been a year. So that's been pretty cool too.
Yeah, it's been the app's really nice. It's a free app, and it's a lot of guys are using it and having some success with it.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. So we hope everyone is doing great out there and keeping safe. We know there's a lot going on. There's a lot of energies and lots of different things. So we're just sending some good karma vibes your way for you and your family and friends.
We are very in tune with energy.
Yes, we are. More than people realize.
Yes.
So it was funny because we were talking about good karma, and this girl had messaged me on Instagram. And it's not someone I follow. I don't know her. And I hadn't seen the DM because I don't really check all those DMs from people that I don't follow. So I'm really bad at that, I'm going to be honest. And it's just not a great way to communicate with me, at least at this moment. So I missed her DM and I felt bad. So I read her DM because some other DMs were popping up and just kept flagging my phone. So I ended up finding her DM, and she was asking me, in my opinion, as a coach, about karma and what happens with karma in terms of if someone is not a great person and does you wrong, let's say, and, could hurt you or harm you in a relationship, so many things, right? And how does karma end up getting them? And it was a great question. And then I lost her DM. It just disappeared. It was really weird. And like I said, I don't know who she is. So I feel really bad, but I'm going to address it in this podcast because I think it's a great topic for people out there. And what ends up happening for Ryan and sometimes me is people kind of throw our brand, Good Karma, in our face sometimes.
I know. Oh my gosh, I got some crazy stories of some crazy. I shouldn't use that word crazy, but I've had some.
Well, you're not calling somebody crazy.
I'm not calling
you're saying
somebody
the story
crazy.
is crazy.
I'm just saying I've got some crazy stories around my brand name.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just very interesting what I've. It's just interesting.
Yeah. And for you've gotten really good at moving through that person's energy, because what it is when someone throws something like that in someone's face, I thought you were da-da-da-da-da, then often it's that person dealing with a trigger, a shadow, and they have nothing else to say. So they kind of just reach for the nearest comeback. And often it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone out there can relate to that in some way, shape, or form. Confident Conversations podcast, I did a podcast a couple months ago on when people say, how's that going? How's that going for you? So it's kind of in that same bucket, like people just kind of having some type of snarky remark.
Snarky remarks. I always have, like, when I get a client on board, this is my biggest pet peeve. I can tell whether they're being snarky. Or whether I've got a lot of people that book me. I've had people that book me, but yet they want to see me fail.
Oh, yeah.
I get that a lot. And I know I'm pretty good at, one thing about me is that my good friends know that and I have very few good friends. I have acquaintances. But I know when somebody's being snarky and they're not invited back, nor are they going to have a very good catch for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're not fooling anyone.
You're not fooling anybody. And I get that a lot.
What that is, again, is someone else having a trigger, having a shadow that they need to do the work on.
Yes.
So, and we're sharing that because everyone experiences people like that, and it can be pretty upsetting. It can do damage. It can cause anxiety. And it's just something that you have to do some work around so you let that go and not let their behavior affect your energy.
Yes.
Yeah. So the girl that messaged me asking me about karma with other people, here's the thing. You can't worry about that. You also have to let that go because, again, you don't want that to affect your energy. You don't want their behavior, even if they did something wrong to you, affect your energy. So, there's so many situations, it's impossible to do any type of deep dive like this on a podcast, but
it's impossible.
But you have to really figure out the best way to handle it with your own boundaries,
right?
And let it go so it doesn't affect you because it will come back to them somehow, some way, and it may not be in this lifetime, whatever your beliefs are. But at the end of the day, I can't worry about that. All the things that have happened to me, I have to just take them as lessons and say they've happened for me, and I keep going. I'm still here. You're still here.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I'm still here. And it's like when I took a break from social media, I took a break and I retooled everything. And I just
I think there's a lot of people taking breaks from social media right now.
And I think I think it's a good thing.
I think it's excellent.
I think it's funny. I think too many people are following too many people on Instagram. Like fishermen are I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I think people hurt themselves by following other people to see what's biting. I don't do that. I don't. And I'm a good fisherman because I don't follow what anybody else is doing. I've got enough confidence to go out there and put together a bite, figure out my own shit, and then have somebody, stalking you. And then they come out there, you're out there next day, they're fishing on where you're fishing, and they stalk you. And I have to block them on Instagram. It's really sad, actually. So, and I'm all right with that. Block and bless. Yeah,
block and bless. And that's good too. Advice for anyone out there. You should not have any guilty feelings for muting someone, blocking them, unfollowing them, whatever makes you feel good, feel better, I should say, then that's fine too. So sometimes working through those triggers in conjunction with muting someone is a good step to follow. So every situation varies. There's so many different variables.
Every situation's different. It just, this one was oh, dude, I got to deal with somebody else. But so
I thought I would share, because we haven't shared this story in a really long time. So I don't know, with all the new followers in the audience in general, who knows the story of how we got the name of our boat or even remembers it. So, because it's been a while since we've talked about it.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So because of the comments, once in a while, it's not every day, believe me, it's not every day, but once in a while, Ryan will come home and say that someone did a dig. And sometimes it's just somebody at the marina. It's not even a client. It's just someone that has their boat at the marina.
Yeah, they
didn't dig.
They didn't catch shit that day.
So they have to dig. Exactly.
Yeah, so they have to dig. There's a lot of those people now.
It is what it is.
Gotta laugh.
So when we were able to finally get the boat after a lot of struggle, a lot of strife, more than I can ever relay in this podcast, when we finally got our boat, which we found it over Labor Day in 2011, and we ended up getting it middle of November. So September, October, November. So 2.5 months of trying to get this boat. And like I said, more struggle and I could ever relate to anyone. That's why I really don't share that story very much, because it'll never come across how much emotion was during that time frame. So when we got the boat from Virgil's dad, Big Virgil, it didn't have a name, which we were actually really excited about, because as some boaters know that when you buy a boat, if it already has a name, some people say it's bad luck to change the name. And we knew we wanted this boat for our business. So even though we didn't have a name in mind, we were really excited that the boat that we found and fell in love with didn't have a name at all. So nothing on the side of the boat, no name. And we couldn't think of anything. So we talk about it here and there, but we couldn't think of anything. It ends up being Christmas Eve. Ryan and I went fishing by ourselves. And we were trolling around. We hadn't had a bite yet. And we're trolling around. And my mind was crystal clear. I wasn't thinking about anything. I wasn't stressed. I was just at the most ease ever, probably in years since we had moved here and everything that we went through. And I was just very calm. And all of a sudden, good karma popped into my brain to name our boat and our business. And I said it to Ryan out loud. I went, I know, good karma. And immediately, a fish hit the line and we brought in a tuna.
Yep, we caught a blackfin tuna. Yeah, that was the very first fish we caught off the boat.
Yeah.
Was a blackfin tuna.
Tuna.
Now that I think about it, that was the very first fish that was caught.
Mm-hmm. And I looked at Ryan and I went, well, there you have it.
Yep. And that's how we came up with the name.
I think that it was given to us from the divine. And when I recognized it, my intuition telling me the name, and I said it to Ryan, we obviously had the universe also confirm that, yep, that was to be the name of our boat and our business. Hence how the name has come about. And it's trademarked, and our Buddha is trademarked, and all the fun things are goodkarmafishingtackle.com. So all those things. But it's definitely was given to us from the divine. If you wish to believe that or not, you can. That's your choice. But it is, in our opinion and from our experience.
Yes. That's a true story, and that's
our belief. And after our journey to get that boat,
it was a long journey. I think you guys
everything that we went through.
We did good karma on our own.
Yeah, was definitely a huge thing. So that's really all I felt like sharing today. Kind of keeping it tight.
Yeah, keeping it tight. It's been it was a long month last month. Good karma kicked some ass.
And you did a full report of everything that you caught on your newsletter, which went out yesterday.
On my newsletter.
If you're not in Ryan's on his newsletter list, you just access that through the website, goodkarmasportfishing.com. And then I have a Monday email that goes out that you can access from my website, goodkarmasuccesscoach.com or melindavanfleet.com. And when you go to either of our websites, we both have freebies that you get when you sign up for the newsletter.
Right. And as far as booking with me this fall, I'm already full for the month of August. And September, I'm filling up. And if you're planning on fishing with me in the months of October, November, and December, you need to make your reservations early this year. Clients are taking 2 to 3 days at a time. So I often get asked, do I ever take a break? The weather gives me a break. So that's my break. We don't we'll take a small vacation here and there, but usually Mother Nature gives me a break when she's ready. So
we used to play that game. Oh my gosh, Ryan used to play that game where he tried to schedule some days off, and then it just became it became too challenging.
It's way too challenging.
He just books every day, and Mother Nature says you're not fishing today, then it's his day off.
Yeah, no, and I know I'm getting asked about what I'm catching. Really, I'm just catching what's biting. So that's what I'm doing. So whether that be mutton snappers or dolphin or groupers, I'm looking to put quality fish in the boat for people too. So that's why I'm targeting larger fish. And I don't show a lot of the other stuff I'm catching, but I had to tell you, we're catching a lot of fish on the trips. I just don't show them because I don't have any room to show them on my tables. I just put them in garbage cans and donate a lot of fish to the guys at the marina. So,
which is good karma.
Yeah, I think and I want to thank my clients that booked with me last month and shared the fish with the guys at the marina. and with Cruz, my first mate. Those guys really appreciate that, and that's to them, fish is more important than money. So they would rather have the fish than have the cash. So because it's food and they can share with their family. So thank you guys for doing that. It's extremely nice of you guys. I really appreciate that. And
Their faces light up, and they really appreciate it.
And I won't forget that either. The next time you fish with me, I won't. So thank you.
Yep. So that's about it. My new book, Life and Love Lessons, How to Discover Confidence Through Your Spiritual Journey, is live on Amazon. So now I have 2 solo books available on Amazon. And connect with me on the socials if you don't already. I would love to connect with you. And Ryan, how should people get hold of you?
The best way to contact me is through email, and that's goodkarmaryan@gmail.com. I check my emails super early in the morning and in the evening, and then I get back to you if I have an opening. So I do not like to correspond through Instagram. I'm on Instagram solely to communicate with clients about what I'm catching. So I am not on there much, nor do I do a lot of direct messaging on there. So I do encourage you, if you are direct messaging me for trips, I do not check it. So hence I don't respond. You can email me. That's the best way. Mm-hmm. So goodkarmaryan@gmail.com. My Instagram handle, if you want to see what's happening, my posts are delayed because I just don't have a lot of time. So my Instagram is Good Karma Sportfishing _FL_keys. And check out my website from time to time. It's goodkarmasportfishing.com.
And download the app.
Yep, and download the app. You can get some fishing reports weekly. As I have time, I'll put out one. If I feel there's something that I should talk about, I'll put it out. Right now, there ain't a lot going on out there, to be honest with you. So, typical.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. I hope everyone has a great rest of this month. And if you have kids going back to school, everyone stay safe. And that's about it from me.
Yeah, that's it for me, man. You guys get out there and go fishing. And remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good.
Thanks for listening.